2, 1.
Good Monday, May 4th. May it be with you. And it's 6:15 p.m. and this is a meeting of the Law and Ordinance Committee. My name is John Schweizer, Chairman, and to my left is Mr. Bobby Phillips, and to my right is Ms. Lynn Snee. And we are here to discuss recycling out at the waste treatment plant. Mr. Funderburg? Did I miss something?
It's a solid waste management plan update, but
Okay.
I mentioned recycling.
That's pretty close.
So periodically, the Miami County Solid Waste Management District is required by the state of Ohio to update their operations plan, and that's required under Ohio Revised Code, and that's what we have in front of you today. It's basically a over 300-page document. I didn't bring all of that to read with you tonight, but it is on their website if you need any additional details. But it covers a variety of topics that I think you found in your packet this evening. And those things include yard waste, household hazardous waste, scrap tires, automobile batteries, electronics, and curbside recycling, which are all things that the county has overseen in their plan in the past. So the topics really didn't change. Every 5 years by law, they're asked to update the plan. The county started their update in 2014, which was 5 years from the time they last updated it. So they're right on track with that. If approved completely, this draft will go off to the state by the end of the year for their approval and for ratification and implementation for 2016. And it is actually a 15-year plan, but it gets updated basically every 5 to 7 years is how it works. So nothing significant about that part of it. Really, when it comes to changes, the biggest change is the format itself. It's called a 3.0 version, which includes 9 different sections, which is why it's fairly lengthy, and it includes all those topics that I talked to you about earlier. It also includes some updates with generic goals when it comes to recycling, and it gives you some updates on names of vendors that are authorized to participate within the county. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward from previous plans, and it needs to come in front of Troy City Council. Troy, being the largest city within the county, has a seat on this committee, and I serve and attend those meetings 4 times a year, and as part of oversight, and it reports directly into the Miami County Commissioners as the board itself. So other than that, nothing that stands out, but it does require council action on behalf of the city to ratify and send it back to the county, who then, once they get enough members to ratify, send the draft off to the state of Ohio EPA, and then we proceed in 2016 and implement this plan.
Just out of curiosity, did you read all 300 pages? Say yes.
This has been going on for about 1.5 years, so yes, I was fortunate to sit in on all the meetings.
I noticed that the county is anticipating no rate increases between now and 2030. It's in here.
They don't identify any rate increases in this plan, but that doesn't mean that there couldn't be consideration, as time moves forward.
I'm just $57.80 per ton, and they don't anticipate anything. I don't have any questions. Do you, Mr. Phillips?
Just a couple. I was reading, and I cannot recall where it was, but it was locally. There was a changeover in the size of garbage cans. Of course, it would take an equipment change on behalf of the city, for the trucks to pick them up and dump them and that sort of thing. But is there anything anticipated in that realm for us locally? And for household recycling, is there an expanded container also that could be used other than those small bins? I mean, in my neighborhood in Kensington and Edgewater, when I see a garbage day, I mean, they're overflowing with recyclables.
You might recall earlier this year, maybe last month, council gave us authorization to go out to bid on a new recycling contract. One of the options that we did bid was the larger 65 gallon toters. That's for recycling. We anticipate that that is the program that we will be awarding. So in the recycling side, we expect that we will be going to the larger toters. That will be an automated process that Rumpke, in all likelihood, will continue to administer on our behalf. Based on the success, the performance, I guess, of that program, when we are ready to replace 2 of our trash packers trucks, then we will be looking at, number one, do we continue to do it in-house, make sure that it's still cost-effective to do that rather than contract that process out, and then 2, does it make sense for us to upgrade our equipment, our trucks, to get into a semi-automated process where we are using toters instead of anybody using bags or cans of whatever size up to a certain size. So
That's all I had, just to update on that.
Ms. Snee?
No further questions.
Madam President? Mr. Mayor? Is this emergency?
No.
The gentleman in the audience.
Oh, any comments from the audience?
I guess one question would be if we took a 65 gallon. I was planning to ask a question later, but that sparked interest. Brian Kemper, 412 West Canal. The 65 gallon recycling, excellent. We go through a ton of recycling at our house with 7 kids. Is that going to be any cost to the citizens, or is that going to be something those will be provided?
those would be, the toters themselves would be provided as part of the contract, yes.
I think that's excellent. Just want to put it out there.
Thanks. Are you asking my
I am.
opinion? Then move forward.
Ms. Snee? Let's move forward.
All right.
Very good.
Anything else come before Law and Ordinance?
No, sir.
We are adjourned.